This agility has been an important part of TCS's research agenda. And we have looked at agility in all its different dimensions, starting with agility as an IT process and agile development and so on and so forth, to agility at the enterprise level, what kind of enablement is required to make IT a part of a business enterprise's agility and ability to respond to the marketplace, and systems agility, which is to look at ways by which IT systems can contribute from a performance perspective, scale, robustness perspective to as a key enabler of the enterprise agility capability. So that's broadly the TCS agility agenda. But VS, what I wanted to get your opinions on, in your opinion, what are the kind of things that companies should do in today's context to be more agile? What is this whole agility thing from an enterprise perspective?
So corporate executives, especially those who are not IT experts, feel that the company and the IT component of the company should be able to respond very quickly to their needs. So the job of the CIO, CTO of these companies is to ensure that the way the systems have been built by the IT experts in the company can be easily modified, can be easily added to, can be easily corrected in response to management's decisions. To do this, they need to promote a culture, first, of constant communication between management and the IT executives. They need to ensure that they set up frameworks to support that communication. And of course, they must ensure that the programming that's been done is done in a way that supports these kinds of changes occurring very quickly. So as an example, programs should be modular. Everything should be written in the form of modules that can be easily modified without affecting the rest of the system. Things should not be hard-coded. Programs must have good APIs so that other programs can call them and they can be easily plugged into systems that they were not intended to be plugged into at the time they were designed and deployed. So I think those are good programming practices combined with excellent communication with management and IT staff is key, I think.
Well, we in IT would claim that we've been doing that since the beginning, and service-oriented architectures is our latest mantra, if you will, to say that's how we're going to do all the things that you prescribe. How do you think the whole service-oriented viewpoint is relevant in today's business and IT context?
So I think it's highly relevant in addressing the goals of modularity and good APIs. So I think from that perspective, the technological elements of the solution do exist and have existed for a while. I think the drawback has been that the, I would say, grassroots IT personnel are not always aware of the challenges and plans of upper management. And so I think the use of devices like social networks, the use of intra-corporate blogs are essential in ensuring that this communication lines are open and people understand what sheet of music they're playing to.
One of the cool things about IT is that we always come up with new ways of delivering to our expected function. And towards the end of the last decade, Agile Development as a methodology became quite a hot area for people in IT to say, here is a way by which we can build better IT systems and deliver them better to the business. How does this notion of Agile in the sort of IT world translate now into the larger context? Is Agile just another IT fad, or is it likely to become much bigger than what it has been?
I think it depends on how the worker bees in the company respond to the challenges of addressing management's needs. So the gold standard for Agile development is really how quickly can you turn in what a manager wants from the time he asks for it to the time you deliver a working solution. That's what the manager sees, not the problems that the IT person or the organization might have. So that's really the gold standard. And I think that has perhaps not been measured as well as it should be. So I think putting in mechanisms to manage classes of projects, to anticipate them before they're made, is going to be key in actually causing that turnaround time to be as short as possible.
So if I can take that one additional step. So if Agile Development is a sort of within the black box of what IT would do to respond to a business need, and hopefully do it faster and maybe better, one of the areas that TCS business agility research has been focusing on is the other end of the equation, which is to actually deliver a system which can itself be agile. In today's context, for example, people will be very impatient with anything which does not almost instantaneously deliver a business result. So TCS research has been looking at systems agility, performance kind of metrics and measures to really see whether we can deliver the systems which in themselves can be agile. How do you make and set these expectations to the business community that the kind of complexity of data, of processing needs and so on is now so high that it is not really feasible to deliver that instantaneous gratification?
So this is a tough question, and I've often been accused of demanding instant gratification myself when I ask my IT staff to do things. So the key, I think, is for the IT staff to set expectations right at the very beginning. And part of that training can be in terms of explaining to management how long certain things took in the past. So lessons learned are things that allow managers to better estimate how long a particular request they have got might actually take to execute it. So I think lessons learned from the past need to be communicated up the chain of command. Oftentimes, a system gets delivered either on time or late, and the IT managers and senior executives assume the job is done, and that's the end of the story till complaints start coming in. It's not very often that people keep records of how long it took, and I think it's essential to keep that so that the history of this...
Please show continuous improvement.
Exactly.
Okay. Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you very much.